All right, we're live, guys. Let's get started. I'm going to start. How do you record this? Okay, it's recording. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Millionaire Mindset. This is the first week of the webinar. If it's your first time attending the webinar, welcome. And I'll first introduce myself. My name is Stan Medina. A little bit about myself. I started off as an auto body technician. I actually started off as a body shop porter, and I worked at a Cadillac dealership, and I was the one that would throw the oil out. And I worked there for about maybe 3 years. Prior to that, I had twin boys in ninth grade, and so I dropped out ninth grade. I needed to find a job. I stumbled across the body shop industry. I was actually in the service department, and then I got a transfer to the body shop by luck. And so whenever I got into the body shop, I really just stayed in that industry, and I learned. I worked my way up, and I really didn't have any big goals or vision or plans as I was going through this process. What it was is I was actually operating in a survival mode. I was in a survival mode because I wasn't sure of my direction. I wasn't sure of my destination. I wasn't sure of where I was going to be in the next month, next year, next 5 years, next 10. I didn't have no idea. I didn't have no plans. No one ever introduced me into like writing goals down, sharing a vision, having an action plan, nothing like that. It wasn't until I opened my own collision repair shop, and that's me right there in the middle. But I was still a technician, so I would do all the work. I would work long hours. It was very rough. I thought I was building something, but when I started to understand the way business worked, I wasn't really building anything. I was just building a big liability. And so over the last 12 years, maybe longer, I've transformed my mindset, my environment, my friends, and it's making a difference. Like, it's making a difference because, I'm moving at a speed that's above average. And if I can do it, I know that you can do it as well. And so I bring to you, some of the tools and resources that's got me to where I am today. We currently have 2 collision repair shops. We have multiple investment properties. We have commercial properties. We have the Massive Action Enterprise, which is a coaching platform that we help technicians transition from, being an employee to being an owner, to building some assets, to understanding how to build wealth, to leave something for their family if something were to happen to them. So the purpose of this webinar is really to introduce you to new ways of thinking, new different resources, and new skills. And what I'm showing you, this is actually a Massive Action Millionaire Mindset booklet that we have, that I have for you to order. And basically what it is, it's really just like a guide. It's really just a map. It's really a mental trigger to remind you that you have a purpose, and that with the right information, the right mentors, and with the right people around you, you're going to accomplish some great things. And so this is a cool quote, right? There's nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So there's not a good situation or a bad situation. It's just how you view it. So, think about this, like something can happen and you can say, man, that's bad. Or you can say, man, that's good that it happened because of that, this is going to happen. So always try to see the good in everything. And it's almost like just changing your lens on your environment. Let's get started here. So whenever you can actually take a screenshot of this, but whenever you get a booklet, it actually has a personal commitment. And so in today's world, we're quick to make we're quick to get committed to something, but when it comes to our personal goals, we fail to make a contract, and we fail to make a personal commitment. You know, we'll go out and we'll finance a new car, we'll go out and finance a new house, we'll go out and finance new furniture. We sign a contract, agreement to pay, agreement, and so you're bonded to that payment. Why not make a contract to yourself? Why not make a contract that's committing you to personal greatness, to committing you to achieve something great for your family? So that's all this is. This is a personal contract that you can take a screenshot of it, or if you're interested in the booklet, send me a message. I'll put the link below. It's not a big deal. You can take a screenshot of this, and this is a personal commitment to yourself. So first, I like to always go. This is something that's really transformed, like, my environment, and whenever I was introduced to this, and so let me go back a little bit, because I feel like I'm going a little bit too fast. The way I was first introduced to Salissa was I wanted to grow my business. Like, I wanted it so bad. I didn't know where to start. One of my friends, he introduced me to Zig Ziglar on YouTube. He's like, "Hey man, you gotta listen to this guy, man. He's real motivating." And Zig Ziglar, if you haven't heard of Zig Ziglar, he's very motivating. Like, you hear his voice, like, he motivates you to just do something. And so, listening to Zig Ziglar while I was working, I said, "Man, I want to learn how to grow my business." So what I did was I looked in the phone book, and I was trying to find someone that had some business skill. Like, I wanted to, like, pull some information from someone. So I found a CPA. His name was T. Bowman, and he had a big ad in the phone book. And so what I did was I called his office, and I said, "Hey, I would like to set up a meeting to meet Mr. Bowman." And so what I did was I set up a meeting with this man. And hey, what's up, Diego? How you doing, sir? I set up a meeting with Mr. T. Bowman, and what I did was I just shared I said, "Mr. Bowman," I said, "this is what I want to do one day." I said, "I want to have I want to open a business, a real business. I want to have investment properties. I want to build a team. I want to take it to the next level. How do I do that?" And so he's like, if you're really serious about this, let's set up a meeting, and we'll kind of go through everything, and we'll see what goes from there, right? Well, I was scared, because this guy was telling me, "Hey, if you're serious about changing your life, it's gonna be." He was gonna charge me, and so everything that I share with you, I've invested into myself thousands and thousands of dollars, just to seek information. And so I love, one of my strengths is I'm able to create relationships. So because I've been able to create relationships, I've had a relationship with Brian Tracy, Leonard Cardone, Bobby Castro, Coach Burt, Tim Story, Patrick Bet-David. Like, these are some world-class people. Patrick Bet-David is one of my mentors. Some of the stuff that I'm going to share with you is some of the stuff that he's taught me. It's really changed my life. So it first started with an assessment test. And what an assessment test is we all have different personalities. We all have different strengths, and we all have different weaknesses. The faster you can understand how you think and how you react to things, it's going to be better in your workplace. Because I'll share with you a story. For a long time, I was ranked one of the best custom painters in Texas. If you actually go, like, to my YouTube on the very, very bottom, go to most viewed videos, and you'll see how I was really a thug. And that was me. That was me back then. but I was ranked one of the top custom painters. And as my reputation grew, I started getting more and more work. Right. Well, what happened was I started to get a lot of work, and I had a lot of work, and I didn't have a team, and so it was very frustrating because I was able to get a lot of work, but I wasn't able to deliver on time. And so because my strength was responsibility. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it because I just know deep down that I'm going to get it done. And so one of my strengths is responsibility. If I set out to do something, I'm going to do it. Well, the thing is like I was over committing to a lot of projects. I had all these jobs that I had to finish. I started getting involved with the community. I was on different boards. I was stretching myself very thin. And so because I did this, I wasn't able to accomplish a lot of things because I never had enough time. And I was just like, man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. So I never was able to finish anything. And so my strength actually became my weakness. So whenever I discovered my strength is responsibility, that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to get it done. I only started to commit to things that were going to get me to where I wanted to be in the future. And that was owning multiple businesses, having real estate investment properties, having commercial properties, building a team, building some wealth. And so I only committed to things that were going to help me reach those goals. And so everything else I cut off. I cut off friends, I cut off relationships, I cut off associations, because I knew that I needed to focus on my key things. And I'm going to give you a list here of the 6 things that are key to creating any kind of success. So assessment test, finding your strengths. Hey Diego, if you have any questions, shoot the questions in the chat box, and I can go through any questions. This video is really to review y'all's booklet. And the cool thing about this, man, this is something that's never been done. I'm gonna keep doing these videos, but I'm gonna keep adding to it, because as we grow as people, I acquire new information. I start to tweak things. I start to make things better, and I start to really dissect all these different strategies here. So finding your strength is going to be a very powerful tool. If you got this book, I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna come back. Look. If you got this book, I have all the assessments right there. These are assessment tests. So if you got this booklet, you got all these assessment tests, okay? And feel free to go through the assessment test, and you'll be amazed on how much you learn about yourself. And that's one of the bonuses of getting this booklet, is because you get those free assessment tests. And so I'm going to come back over here to where we're at. And so look, finding your strength in the morning, or if you can do this like on a daily basis, 30 minutes, no distractions, and really try to map out your day. Map out on how you want to feel. Map out of what's the most important thing that you need to get done today to move you forward to your goal. And a lot of times it's simple. It's like, hey, you know what? I got to get up in the morning. I got to make sure I work out for 30 minutes. I got to make sure that I write my goals down. I got to make sure that, I get in a positive state of mind, because it's vibration. Like, seriously, man, if you get in the morning and you're just like, if you're in the morning and you're in a rush, and then you're late for work, and then, maybe you're arguing with your girl, maybe, you're just like frustrated, you're going to have an energy, you're going to have a frequency it's going to like kind of push away money. It's going to push away opportunities, because people that are vibing at a higher frequency, they're just ready to attract money. They're ready for opportunity. They're ready to solve problems. They're ready to partner up with people that are operating on that frequency. It's almost like two, if you put two magnets together, right? If you put two sides together, like it won't stick. It's the same thing with energy, man. Mindset is everything, man. In the morning, get up in the morning. Don't go to your phone. Don't go to your emails. Don't go to TikTok. Don't go to none of that stuff. Just take some time and say, really focus on your day. How are you gonna make the best out of your day? Some of the things that I do in the morning is because, man, like just because like I've grown a business. We have, properties. We have a team. Like I still have to keep up with this ritual. I still have to keep up with the routine because it keeps me flowing. And so in the morning, like there's a couple of things you can do in the morning, right? My buddy, he takes morning walks in the morning. He gets up in the morning, he just goes for a walk, and it really gets him to clear his thoughts and think about the day, think about the previous day, thinking of how he's going to do things better. And so it gives you clarity because whenever you're walking, if you study Einstein will walk every day. He'll take a nap and he'll walk every day because that's when he was the most creative, when he was walking, because his body's moving, but his mind's thinking. Like it's almost like a form of meditation. So if morning walks work for you, try that. Meditation in the morning. Meditation is really something you have to study. It's not as simple as it sounds. There's different forms of meditation, and some people deal with anxiety. They deal with stress through meditation. So depending if meditation is your thing, some people are in a positive state of mind because they take the time to meditate. Meditating, the thing with meditation is like you really have to have an environment where you can do that. And so if you have a family, you have kids, and the kids are like all over the place, it might not be a good time to meditate in the morning because you're going to get interrupted. You need to really get in a relaxed state of mind. You need to really be at peace, and you need silence. And you just need to be like study some like go to meditation on, like study YouTube meditation and learn the different styles of meditation if that's something that you might be interested in. A positive speech in the morning. Man, there's a lot of positives. If you type in like motivational speech in the morning on your way to work, that shit will get you fired up. So that's a trigger. Okay, those are mental triggers. So find triggers that are going to put you in the right state of mind to get the momentum going for the day. Me, I like to use sermons. My thing is Joel Osteen, man. In the morning, I get up. Right when I get up, I'll go to the gym at my house. I'll get on the treadmill, the elliptical trainer, and I'll listen to Joel Osteen because Joel Osteen, his sermons are 25 minutes. They're 25 to 30 minutes long. So right when I get up, I put it on. Right when I'm working out. So right when he's done, I know I worked out for 25, 30 minutes. So that's good because I know within that time I've already burned like 400, 500 calories. And so I track my calories per day. So that gives me the jump start. So just by doing that, like I get my mind right and I've already like accomplished something for the day. I already like won. I already feel like I won. Like, man, I already achieved something today and the day hasn't even get started. So it builds the momentum for the rest of your day. So try some of those things, man. Like try some of those things. And on here I have bandwidth, right? I talked about that previously and I'll go over it again. Our bodies operate on bandwidth, right? What I mean by that is like in the morning, you're most alert. Like as soon as you get up, you had a good night's rest, your mind's alert. So whenever your mind's alert, you're able to solve the bigger problems. And so what you want to try to do is you want to try to make the most difficult things that you got to get accomplished for the day, do those first thing. The things that you're like, man, I don't want to do this. I might save it to the end of the day because I really don't want to do that. Try to switch the hardest things to do in the first because you're going to have try to switch the hardest things you got to do to the beginning of the day because that's when you have the most mental bandwidth. When you're going to be in the right state of mind, you're going to be in control of your emotions. You're going to think logically because as your day goes by, you'll start to not be in control of your of logic thinking and emotions going to kick in. And so that's kind of like with willpower. If you've ever worked like from like early in the morning to late at night and you're like tired as hell and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to get a burger or something and you just eat like really bad in the morning, like, man, I shouldn't have ate that. It was late. I feel like crap now. And well, it's because you didn't have no mental bandwidth. and you weren't thinking logically. You were just hungry, so your body's like, just eat whatever. And in the morning, you think about it. It happens a lot. It happens a lot on Fridays. On Fridays, your mental bandwidth is depleted. So that's why most people say, you know what? I need to recharge. I need to recharge. What they'll do is they'll go to the bar, they'll get drunk, and then Monday comes, and then they're back on this roller coaster because they weren't. And everybody's done it. I've done it myself. Where you wake up Monday or you wake up Sunday, you're like, man, what did I do last night? How did I get home? I don't even remember. Dang, I spent that much money. What? So it's mental bandwidth. So a couple of ways to prevent that is pre-plan. Like, for example, what I do is if I know at the end of the day I'm gonna be really hungry and I'll eat whatever, I'll do DoorDash. I'll bring food. I'll bring Brussels sprouts, turkey, some chicken, and I'll have it in a meal prep thing in my fridge here, because I know if I get hungry, I'll just go to that and I'll be good. Instead of ordering food and ordering all these burgers, I just do that. So that's one way to help with the mental, because I go through it too, man. I get up in the morning, I'm going. I want to go. I want to do things. I'm pushing my team. You know, problems come up. I have to deal with those problems. So every day is like something new. So I got to make sure I'm taking care of that. How we doing, Diego? Is everything sound good? You have any questions? All right. So next part of this is and this is Mr. Cunningham. If all right, let me see what Diego say. All right, nice, man. That's good. So check this out. The Road Less Stupid by Keith Cunningham. I mean, yeah, Kenneth Cunningham. Powerful book. Powerful book. He really stresses the importance of thinking time and really taking notes. All this stuff that I talk about, I apply it. This is my book here. And so every day I carry this with me all the time. Every day. Hey, so just to add, this is a bonus. This is a bonus too. What I do is let's say I'm gonna read this book, the Road Less Stupid. Diego, you have this binder. I'm gonna give you a tip that's gonna change your life. So get a book bag, get a backpack, get something to carry your stuff in there. I had like a satchel. I had like an old satchel that my brother gave me. It was like a little leather thing where I would keep my books in there. I would carry the books that I'm reading, my notebooks. I would carry like stuff like this. I would carry it with me all the time. I would take it to work. I would take it to meetings. I always had it with me on the weekends. If I was going to go somewhere, I'll put it in my car. I always had it with me, and what it did was it reminded me every day to keep moving forward. And it reminded me to keep this stuff with you, because a lot of times we get a book, we'll put it on the shelf, and we'll forget about it. If you can carry this stuff with you, I carry with this every day. I carry this no matter where I go. We can go out of town. We can go on vacation. I carry my bag with me with my books, all my stuff, my notes, because it reminds me to stay engaged. That's something that I've used, and it's helped me a lot. Mr. Cunningham really, stresses the importance of thinking time. Thinking time is when you dedicate time to yourself, quiet time, and you just write your thoughts out. You write your goals. You write your vision. You just really put everything out on paper. And what you do is you build off of that. So a lot of times we might be doing something. We might be at work, and we come up with an idea, and then the next couple of days we're like, man, what was I thinking about? That was a good idea, but I forgot about it. So basically what he's saying is like, hey, if you have an idea, if you have a thought, if you have something, write it down and build off of that. Keep building off of that. And because what it is, like, you have a thought, it's a seed, okay? And if you don't put it on whenever you have a thought, it's like a seed. And if you put it on paper, you're actually planting that seed. And then if you go back and you kind of open that book, says, oh yeah, you know what? I was thinking about this. I'm going to add to this. You're actually like putting water and sun on that to make it more of a reality. So it's very, very powerful. I do it all the time. You know, I have stuff that I write here. This is from July 18th, and I just go back and I just kind of revise it, man. I keep adding to it, and I keep coming up with new ideas, new strategies, just different things. I'll just keep adding to it, and it grows. And I keep these. I write quotes down. I write, about real estate, about new money, about fitness, about, I even take it to church sometimes, and I write notes in here. So thinking time is going to be very important. I put this in there so you can do that. Take some time and just write some notes in there. You use this page and just write down, some crazy goals that you want to accomplish. If I got mentored by Brian Tracy, and he says, hey man, he's like, if you can, this is one of the questions he had. Brian Tracy is a real serious dude, man. Awesome dude. Not like he just has so much knowledge. And it took me years to build that relationship, but I cherish that relationship. He talks about, hey, if you can wake up tomorrow and your dream life was reality, what would it look like? And he's like, put it on paper. And it's true. It's very powerful. Putting it on paper, you're actually putting a seed into like soil, and you're nourishing it. You keep growing on it. I remember, I think it was 2 years ago. I was telling one of the guys, I said, man, I want to open another shop. And we're looking in like the outskirts of Corpus. And the reason why we're looking in the outskirts of Corpus is because the rent was a lot less. And we said, hey, if we can get outside of Corpus, it'll be a lot less. We can target that market. We kind of had an idea. Like I had an idea. We put it on paper. Okay. And so 2 years later, we have a shop on one of the major highways in our main city. So we thought we had a big vision back then, but our vision was 10 times of what we thought it was going to be. But because we put it on paper, we started to nurture that idea, and that idea flourished to something that we were like, man, just give us a flower. Like I have a big vision. Just give me a flower out of this. But when everything came to reality, they gave us an oak tree. They gave us something 10 times of what we imagined. But it's because we put it on paper and we started to move forward with it. So thinking time is going to be a very powerful tool to do. Let's go to the next step here. We talked about bandwidth, personalities. I'll skip over this. I'll go over our next one, but I want to get into some stuff for the end of. Let me move this out of the way. I want to get into some stuff for the end of 2021 that I've learned. So we talked about triggers, right? Like we talked about the mental triggers of how are you going to activate your mind in the morning? How are you going to get your juices flowing? How are you going to get your blood flowing? And really use that momentum to go into your day. Okay, let's talk about goals, right? Because now is the time that it's going to be the end of the year, and I was talking with Patrick, with David, and he was saying, he's like, hey man, like don't count this year out yet. And what he was referring to is like, hey, like you're still in the game, like you still have 2 months to execute. So reverse your thinking and say, hey, you know what? There's only 2 months in this whole year. What are you going to do in these 2 years? And really go out and execute like you've never done before. That way, when January 1 comes, you're going to have so much momentum. You're going to be ahead of the average person, because what happens to the average person is December 31, they're usually going to be drunk, and they're going to have New Year's resolutions. And they're gonna be so stupid by January 15th, they're gonna be gone already. That's not a real goal. I remember when I was younger, like that was a big deal. It was a big deal. Like I remember, like, oh, we gotta set our goals. Like what are you gonna do for New Year's resolution? And it was dumb. Like it was like, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna give up sugar. I'm gonna give up sodas. Like, and it wasn't like we were doing ourselves like a disservice by thinking like that. Like we're doing ourselves a disservice by thinking like that. So I have a tool here. Let me see where it's at. Okay, here it is. This is similar to what we did with Pat, but so take an inventory of different things in your life and spiritual, business, self-improvement, family, financial, and health, right? And say, okay, you know what 3 habits do I want to acquire going into January 1? And start implementing those habits now. Like start to incorporate those habits in your daily life so that when January 1 comes, like you're already like established the habit, because see, a habit takes 30 to 90 days to establish, right? But it'll take you 2 days to lose that habit. So that's why if you're going to the gym, like you're going to the gym regularly, like you're on a roll, or you're meal prepping, and then you slack off a couple of days, and then like you lost it because you already fell off. But you have to say, okay, I'm going to get back up and start again. Yes, I fell off, but I'm going to get up and start going again. And so it happens to everybody. It happens to me as well. Like, like I used to get up in the morning, 5. I used to actually get up at 4:30 and I would read. And then I don't know why, but my body started changing. Like over the years, my body started, so I had to adjust, with my body and really understand how my body was working and say, okay, I'm not getting enough sleep. And because I'm not getting enough sleep, I get burnt out at the end of the week. So I really started to monitor my sleep and really try to monitor everything, because sleep is going to be very important as you start to get older. But spiritually, like what new habits do you want to acquire spiritually? Like, and slowly start to build those habits in your day. Think of some spiritual goals that you want to start to do. For example, like you might say, hey, you know what? I want to acquire a new habit of just in the morning, spending 30 minutes to myself and really connecting with myself and planning my day out and just really getting the right state of mind. Really understanding that I am control of my emotions. I am control of situations. I am responsible for what I'm going through today. Like you start taking responsibility for everything around you. That's getting connected. In business, right? How do you want to grow your business? How do you want to operate? If you're working for someone, or if you're employed or self-employed, you're a business. Like your name is a business. Like your name has credibility. And so how are you gonna do your business? Oh, nice, man. So that's what it's about, man. Like Diego's saying right here in the chat, like he, you know, it's a trigger. Like you need those triggers, and no one has it just natural. Everybody has their triggers. They have certain things that trigger them. So I'll go into pain a little bit, how to use pain, but let's finish this. So what business habits do you want to establish? Going into start doing them now. Like start doing those business habits now. As a business owner, even if you're employed somewhere, say, you know what, how can I understand my industry better? How can I be the master at my craft? How can I understand my industry? So that's part of business. Set some goals. Say, hey, you know what? Diego, what are you? You're a painter, or what were you at, Diego? So if Diego's a technician, he can say, how can I be a master technician? How can I understand, how to maximize and be more efficient? Because so you're a painter, right? So you can say, how can I build a brand? Because that's a source of income, right? Because you can say, how do I build Diego, the painter, Diego the painter, right? That's a brand. So you can brand that. So now you start to brand. So now Diego says, you know what? I want to make technical videos on how to spray clear, how to blend, how to shoot metallics, how to shoot pearls, how to do back tape. You understand? So that can generate income for another business. That's a YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? There's so many options. Like we have to leverage our skills. You can create some die cast stickers. There's a lot of stuff you can do, Diego. Self improvement. So whenever I use this example, whenever I kind of like was aware of this example, like it was game changer. So we're all mentally programmed either through our environment, educational system, parents. We're all programmed, right? And so we've been programmed based on our upbringing or whatever, right? And so that's why the average person reads less than a book a year. And that might be a magazine, a newspaper. It's not really a book. So what happens is we are programmed with the old information. And because we have that old information, as the world keeps going, we become obsolete because we're trying to operate and we're trying to produce with the old mindset and with the old information. It's kind of like a if you have an iPhone, the iPhone is updated every like 4 times a year. And the reason why they do that is because they keep it up to date. They keep it up to date with the technology. Different things are changing. The world's changing. So they got to make sure that thing is up to date, because if, let's say if they never updated it and you Google something and it's incorrect, you're going to have the wrong information. So that's just the way you got to take care of your mind. You got to always be saying, okay, you know what? I need to update my mindset. What am I doing constantly to update my mindset and getting up to date with the latest information? A lot of times when I get books, I have some books here, but if I read a book, on any kind of skills like this one right here, it's the ABCs of real estate investing. I always like to look at the dates, right? Because it might be a good book, but you have to be cautious of the information because the information might be obsolete. So you always want to be aware of what information you're getting and how you're getting that information, because you want to always be updating your mindset. And that's going to be very important. So that can be a goal. You know what? Make sure that I read, finish 2 books, 3 books this year. I don't know, whatever your goal is. Make sure maybe a goal might be, okay, maybe sign up for Audible, listen to an audiobook. Our goal might be listen to, instead of listening to music, listen to podcasts. That can be a new goal. That can be a habit as well. Instead of listening, a bad habit might be, okay, I listen to too much negative rap music. I need to listen to more podcasts or more business self-improvement videos, right? Whatever the thing is, it's family. Okay, how can we improve the family? What are some goals that we can make the family better? How can we grow as a family? Goals right here. Financial, what financial goals do you want to change up? Some of my financial goals are really just to structure our businesses where they're really itemized. All our income is itemized, so we have a clear understanding of that. Goals, like where do you want to be at going into next year? Health, maybe one of the habits is like cut out sugar, cut out fried food, cut out going out to eat on the weekends, cut out alcohol on the week. Cutting out alcohol will definitely do a game changer. What are some goals, like fitness goals, weight loss? So use this, and you can take a screenshot of it, or you can just write it out, and just do 3 goals here, 3 habits, 3 goals, and really, feed off of that, and really go back and remind yourself about it, and really grow from it, and see how it transforms your life going into 2022. Do you have any questions? Any questions? So if you got the booklet, there's some assessments in there. take advantage of these assessments. If you don't have the booklet, reach out to me. We'll get you one. We'll get you one set up. But yeah, these booklets are going to be very powerful, and all they are, like Diego said, they're triggers. You know, I hadn't talked to Diego in a while, but it seems like I got him back connected. Like he was just engaged. Like he's like, man, you know what? Like I got to get back on it. And so I'm always updating my mindset. I'm always working with different mentors. I'm always, working with different coaches because I'm always investing in that. We've had some very over the last couple of months. We've had some very closed coaching meetings, and I'm bringing you the value that I connect with a lot of guys on big levels of coaching, and so I'm giving you this stuff, man. Take advantage of it and use it. Let me know if you have any questions. We're about to wrap it up here. Mike, Andrew, let me know if you have any questions. Now we'll probably just end this thing, but that's really what this one was about. We'll be here next week. If you can, like one thing that's very powerful with coaching or any kind of webinar series is if we're going to have it next week again, but try to take some notes and get some questions. That way you can extract the most out of these webinars. Just have some questions and really just that way you can get those questions answered. That's good, Diego. That's what it's about, brother, man. That's what it's about. So if y'all don't have any more questions, I'm gonna head out here. Yes, sir, Andrew. I'll get y'all hooked up with the booklet. But yeah, man, if y'all also know anybody that might benefit from this stuff, yeah, get them connected, and we'll get them set up with the booklet. That way they can grow from that. So every webinar, I keep adding to it, and I keep bringing more and more, more and more nuggets to it to help build. So if that's it, guys, I see y'all next week. Thanks for watching, and the replay will be on YouTube. So I'm gonna have the replay on YouTube, so you can go back to that and you can watch the replay. All right, guys, later.